In the previous videos, we have managed to add support for Google and Facebook sign-in into our application. And as we have seen, once a user signs in with Google or Facebook, we can use their access token to create a Firebase user. Up to this point, we have only ever used the user ID to identify a signed-in user, and the user ID is a value that we can see on the user's page of the Firebase console over here. However, by signing in with Google or Facebook, we actually get access to some additional information about the user. So when users sign in with Google, they're sharing with us their full name, email address, and profile picture. And as for Facebook, by default, users are sharing their full name and profile picture. In addition to that, Facebook Login provides a system for requesting additional permissions. So if you want, you can head to this page and learn more about Facebook permissions. Okay, so we have just learned that in addition to the user ID, we can get access to additional fields. And if we head back to Android Studio, I can quickly show you how to do this. So over here, I have my authentication class. And if I open up the documentation for Firebase user, we can see that this is a class that extends user info. And user info is a class that gives us access to a number of different fields. So we will look at how we can show some of this information in the app later on in this course. But just so you know, once you have a Firebase user, you can read out all these values. And now that we have seen how we can access the user data, I want to talk a little bit about privacy. And the reason for this is that by choosing to authenticate with Google and Facebook, users are actually sharing some of their personal information with us. And as developers, we are responsible for how we use this data. In other words, we should not use the user's email address to send them marketing communications or share any user data with third parties without getting their explicit consent first. And this is particularly important with the introduction of the GDPR legislation in Europe. And you can read more about this here. So user privacy is a very broad topic, and I just wanted to mention it here so that you are aware of it. And if there is one message that I want to get across with this video, is that you should store as little information as possible about your users and only use this information in ways that benefit the user experience in your app. Okay, so this concludes this section on Google and Facebook authentication. And we can continue on the next video where we will start introducing email and password signing.